Right, the last little bit to our integer unit is classifying numbers, or with our family tree. So the number system that we're going to be working with classifies numbers based on their type and characteristics. So the number system classifies numbers based on their type and characteristics. So we're going to jot down some examples and some things to kind of help you remember the differences between the two. But essentially, we're talking about a family tree. So our number family is going to start out small, kind of like your family that lives in your home. And then it's going to get a little bigger, right? Maybe talking about cousins and aunts and uncles. And then it's going to get even bigger, talking about those people's aunts and uncles and cousins. And then even bigger, talking about those people's aunts and uncles and cousins. Kind of like we're going to a family reunion. Your family is really small, but if you've ever been able to go to a family reunion, there is usually a lot of people there that maybe you have never met before and have no idea who they are, because your family gets so much bigger the more layers we add onto it. Okay, so natural numbers are numbers that we start counting on our fingers and toes. Now, start counting, right? When we start counting with 1, right? We might even put out our finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So natural numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until infinity. All right, they just keep going. But I'm going to put a note on here that they start with the numbers that we begin counting on our fingers and toes, which is the number 1. So numbers we start counting on fingers and toes. Oh man, and hopefully you guys watched the other video I've posted for this. It has a song. It is so silly, but it gets stuck in your head, which is awesome. All right, then we're gonna expand our family just a little bit when we include whole numbers. So whole numbers is made up of our smaller family, natural numbers, right? Just like when you go maybe visit family for Thanksgiving, you're part of that bigger family, just adding some new family members. So whole numbers are natural numbers plus 0. So I'm going to jot down all the new stuff in that color. So plus 0. And I think of whole 0, they both are like the same thing. Okay, then we're going to get a lot bigger when we're talking about our integer family, because not only do they include natural numbers and whole numbers, but now they're going to include negatives. So all of these and their opposites. So -1, -2, -3, -4, and so on. So we can put an ellipses at the end of all of these guys because they just keep going in those directions. Right. Then we have rational numbers. And rational numbers are going to expand our family so incredibly much because they include natural numbers, they include whole numbers, they include integers, but now we're also going to include plus fractions and decimals. So any number that can be written as a fraction or a decimal. So like 1/2 or 1 7/10 or 2 1/3 and so on. Just goes on forever and ever, but it also includes the negatives of that. So it could be -1/3 or -1 1/10 or -2 1/5 and so on and so on. So our rational number family is the biggest out of everything we're going to include because it's made up of natural numbers, whole numbers, and integers. Our number family just gets a little bigger and a little bigger and a little bigger, right? Every single natural number is a rational number. Every single whole number is a rational number. Every single integer is a rational number because they make up this big family. But if we turn to tables, is every rational number a natural number? Nope, because rational numbers include fractions and decimals, stuff that natural numbers don't. And that's what we're going to kind of piece together and puzzle through. A lot of like true, false, and questions where you're going to have to prove whether various statements are true. And we're going to talk about how just a little bit of justification can help prove your thought process or even clear up a goof that you might have made. All right, so classifying the number trees, natural numbers are numbers that we start counting on our fingers and toes, so it goes from 1 to infinity. Whole numbers is everything we just talked about plus 0. Integers, all of this stuff, but now we're including negatives. And rational numbers, all of this stuff, but now we're including fractions and decimals. All right, there we go.